Hi there. I'm really excited to share with you today how iBuyers have redefined the seller lead and how you can take advantage of the secrets they uncovered without needing billions of dollars in venture capital. On this webinar, I'm going to teach you how to generate the highest quality seller lead by using the hook of an instant cash offer. So I'm guessing for a lot of you, this isn't your first time hearing about iBuyers like Opendoor, OfferPad, and Zillow offers. But I'm also guessing none of you have ever been sued by one of these billion-dollar tech companies for cracking their code, but I have. That's me and my team sitting in the United States District Court. And I'll get to that story a little bit later on in the webinar. But the first thing I want to mention is if you've ever lost business to an iBuyer, it's not your fault. These companies have billions of dollars in addictive technology. This unlimited amount of money literally hooks sellers into their environment and is keeping you from the success you're used to. If you've been concerned in the past that you just can't succeed at competing with iBuyers like Zillow, I want to put those fears to rest. You can do this. You just need the right person to explain it to you. And these giant tech companies, they want you to think you need a bunch of venture capital and some Silicon Valley technology executive to be successful. I'm here to tell you they're wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's not true. And if you've ever thought the MLS associations and the board sold you out, you're right. They don't benefit from you succeeding. They want to keep us paying our dues, and that's about it. The difference with us is we actually care about your success and truly want to see you living the life of your dreams. So that's what we're here for. I know you have a dream to change the world, make an impact, and sell a lot of houses. And I'm going to show you how to make that happen during this webinar. So in the next few minutes, my goal is to show you that the instant cash offer is the new opportunity exploding your listing inventory. And what I'm about to share is an incredible opportunity. So first, let me share a little bit about myself. I'm Kayla Laos. I'm a real estate broker in Gilbert, Arizona. And throughout my career, I've had the pleasure of working alongside my husband, Jason, and we've listed and sold over 2,000 houses. I was also asked to speak at Inman Connect in New York a couple years ago about building a contagious real estate brokerage because we built our brokerage from literally 0 agents to 250 agents in about 18 months. I spoke for Gary Vaynerchuk's Agent 2021 in Miami. I spoke at the RE/MAX Broker Conference in Canada, and I have been on countless other stages sharing success in real estate. And I tell you this not to impress you, but to impress upon you that I have learned a thing or two about success in real estate and adapting to changes in the market. And what I'm about to share with you is unlike any opportunity I've ever seen. So in 2018, we're still running our real estate brokerage and we're leading a team. And we're always looking for ways to have a positive impact on our agents' lives without having to be in the trenches on a daily basis. Our kiddos, they're now 16 and 12, so they're getting older and we're really wanting to spend more time with them. So we started dabbling in real estate technology. We hired a developer to build an offer application. It was called Anne. And we built an agent assist application called Go for Agent. Both are really cool. And they help our agents be more productive, but they don't really help them get more business. And what agents really want is more business. Meanwhile, we're still using old school tactics for lead generation. We circle prospects, squeeze valuation pages to capture seller leads. We purchase seller leads from various real estate lead generation websites, but we're finding them more difficult than ever to convert. And all the while, we're seeing signs pop up in the neighborhoods we market in from Opendoor and OfferPad and Zillow. Speaking of Opendoor, I will never forget my first run in with them. So one of my agents called me and they're like, hey, my seller just accepted an offer from this company called Opendoor without me. I had nothing to do with it. And I'm like, wait, what? This couldn't be. I thought he was joking until, of course, I pulled up the email and looked at the executed contract. And sure enough, it happened without my agent knowing about it. And I couldn't believe that there was a company out there that would bypass the agency relationship, go directly to our seller, make them an offer on a home, and have it be accepted. It was insane to me. I called up Open Doors brokerage because, see, I'm the type of broker that like passionately defends my agents. I was livid with the blood still boiling in my veins. I called up the broker and explained what happened. And they defended themselves by saying like, whoa, wait, we had no idea the house was on the market. Your client just went on our website and asked us to give them a cash offer. We gave them one. They liked it. They accepted it. Oh dear. The seller liked it. They saw that there was a 12% service fee attached to the offer, and then they wanted out. Well, because Open Door had bypassed the agency relationship, they agreed to rescind the offer, and we got our seller out. The seller ended up selling the home on the open market and making thousands of dollars more. But this whole scenario was a slap you in the face kind of introduction to Open Door. And at that moment, I knew that these companies were making the rules to their own game. Real estate is changing, and homeowners are dealing with iBuyer companies and the irresistible allure of getting a cash offer for your home and selling instantly. This hook even got the better of one of our sellers. And I knew if we didn't adapt as real estate agents, we would slowly lose inventory and opportunities to these iBuyer companies and Wall Street money looking to tap into the $78 billion yearly real estate commission market. I couldn't just sit back, stay silent, and allow our industry to be disrupted like Uber did to taxis. Sure, I get it. Real estate isn't as easily and quickly disrupted as taxis are, but mark my words. Silicon Valley, big tech, Wall Street, iBuyers, they are fighting to take over our industry. So shortly after, I was meeting with two new recruits for our company, Elliot Tomaszewski and Keith Howard, who happened to be brothers and would soon become my business partners. They revealed a framework similar to what I'll be sharing with you shortly that they were using to amass a huge listing inventory. In the past year, they had sold 70 homes using the allure of an instant cash offer. We would go on to meet with Keith and Elliot several times, and in each meeting, the time would escape us as we obsessed over how we could better serve homeowners in this new normal real estate market. At the time, Keith and Elliot were using a spreadsheet to display the offer details to sellers and a standard CMA printout, which was working, but clearly sellers liked and preferred the tech-savvy nature of these iBuyer websites. So one afternoon, we're sitting in our conference room, and it occurred to me, the instant cash offer is the new CMA. Sellers want to know how much they can get for their home with no showings and no stress. So after several meetings, Keith, Elliot, myself, and my husband, we decided to do business together, and we started a company called OfferVana. Our goal, build a website that allows sellers to get and compare multiple instant cash offers alongside an honest and fair market assessment from a real estate professional. We hired Noah, our developer, and after 9 months, we launched OfferVana. We created a home survey and a photo uploader similar to the ones used by Open Door and OfferPad. It mirrored the look and the feel of these iBuyer websites. Then we gave sellers an access to a secure backend where they could view all of their offers alongside a fair and honest market analysis, along with the option of either accepting an offer directly from the platform or clicking to list their home with their real estate agent. Once the site was ready, we deployed Facebook and Google pay-per-clicks, and our 60-day results were mind-blowing. Our idea was working easier and better than any of us thought it would. Sellers were signing up, deals were happening. In fact, straight away, we had 3 sellers sell to iBuyers. The iBuyer paid us a 1% referral fee, and we also charged the seller a 1% commission for facilitating the transaction. We had 2 listings straight away that we sold and made $23,250 in commission from. And we came across a quick and easy fix and flip. It needed no repairs, no renovations. And it was a really interesting story because I was literally in the seller's kitchen begging her to allow me to list her home on the open market because I could make her so much more money. But she was adamant. She wanted no showings, she wanted no stress, and she just wanted a cash offer on her home. So the interesting thing is she had converted her 3rd-car garage into additional living space, so none of the other iBuyers would touch it. It was outside of their buy box. So we made her a cash offer. She accepted it. We quickly resold the home on the open market and made a easy $30,000 profit. Like, you guys, can you imagine how happy you would be with these sorts of results within 60 days of lead generation. We were ecstatic, over the moon, so excited. Plus, we had a ton of other business in the pipeline, and something else interesting was happening. We were getting home submissions from across the US. We had sellers submitting their homes and uploading interior photos from California, Washington, Colorado, Texas, Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Kentucky, and even Virginia. So we realized there was a tremendous need for our product, and venture capital investors were also seeing our potential. We were introduced to one of the largest venture capital firms focused on the global real estate industry, and they invited us in for a meeting. So one August afternoon, we flew to California to meet with them in Venice. And I can still remember the butterflies in my stomach as I asked for an investment from this venture capital firm to grow and scale OfferVana throughout the country. Our initial traction was enticing, and the investors loved what we were doing. We left California with a great impression and hope to raise capital to speed up our expansion into other markets. This was Jason and I on the plane flying back from our meeting in Venice, California. And I kid you not, within 24 hours of this picture being taken and our plane landing back on the hot Phoenix tarmac, we were greeted with something none of us saw coming. An intellectual property lawsuit from none other than OfferPad. To this day, I have still never experienced like the euphoria of having your company funded to the low of being named a defendant in a lawsuit in the United States District Court. So it turns out OfferPad sued us because we had the word offer in our name. And they claimed the word offer was off limits because, of course, naturally, they made it famous. Our attorney said this was a classic case of trademark bullying, a strategy used by well-funded companies to keep up-and-coming competitors at bay. We had found over 100 plus other companies using the word offer in their name, like Offer Depot, Offer Paid, Offer AI, Offer Company, Offer Home, Keller Offers, Zillow Offers, Offer Up, Offer Now, Offer Fast, Offer Genie, Offer Direct, and even offers.com. It was such BS. So over the next few months, we blew through tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees. And even though our attorney believed we'd ultimately win the lawsuit, at what cost? Worse, because we were embroiled in this lawsuit, investors didn't want to fund our company. We simply couldn't keep throwing money away to defend the use of our name against a company that had billions of dollars. And that brings me back to this moment, sitting in the United States District Courtroom. When OfferPad showed up with 5 attorneys, you guys, 5, each of them probably billing several $100s per hour. The judge mediating the settlement conference even told us OfferPad's goal was to bury us in legal fees. And even if we won, they could appeal, thereby saddling us with more attorney fees and years in limbo. So we made 2 key decisions that day. One was the decision to give up the name OfferVana. And I grieved at the loss of the time and the energy and the money that we had all invested into this company. We were in deep with OfferVana. Not only was it wildly successful, but we had created hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing. Going as far as flying in the #1 Tom Cruise impersonator to recreate the famous "Show Me the Money" scene from Jerry Maguire. But we had also partnered with Vayner Sports and several of their NFL athletes, and we donated a portion of our profits, went to Mexico with 3 of the Vayner Sports NFL players, and we built homes for people in need. This wasn't just a company. This was a mission to make the world a better place. But for whatever reason, inspiration from my creator, or maybe because I'm a study of his, I was reminded of something Steve Jobs said. Everything around you is made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own thing that other people will use. And once you learn that, you will never be the same again. Now I'm going to share with you the 3 secrets I discovered and used to have massive success that were so threatening to iBuyers and OfferPad that they actually sued me. So secret number 1 is the iBuyer hacking. Secret number 2 is the iBuyer traffic hacking. And secret number 3 is the luxury listing hack. Let's dive right in. Secret number 1, iBuyer tech hacking, how to launch your own cash offer website in 10 minutes and make $60,000 in 60 days without cold calling. So you might be thinking that these iBuyer companies they're just going to go out of business because they're losing too much money buying houses. Or at least that's what I thought when I first started hearing about these tech companies buying homes for cash. But then I started doing some research and I discovered some interesting information. Our real estate industry hasn't been innovating. The real estate industry spends less than 0.5% of their asset size class on innovation. And if you compare that to 3% that other industries of similar size spend, and it's easy to see why there's so much opportunity in real estate. And it's not peanuts. Per year, the residential resale commission is about $78 billion. That's with a B, billion dollars. Companies like Opendoor, OfferPad, and Zillow, they only need to capture a small percentage of the transactions to have massive success. And check out how much venture capital is pouring into iBuyers. This is research from CB Insights, which is a leading technology consulting firm. And they indicated that in 2018, there was almost $4 billion invested in iBuyers. But here's the thing. I uncovered exactly why companies like Opendoor, OfferPad, and Zillow are willing to make an instant cash offer to the seller. You see, it's all about the submission. After reviewing the data, it's estimated that only 5% of the sellers who requested an instant cash offer on their home actually accept the offer. Only 5%. But here's where the opportunity lies and why you saw Zillow jump into the instant cash offer game faster than a fish out of water, and why you see Opendoor and OfferPad now building residential resale brokerages focused on the traditional home sale. 45% of the sellers who request an instant cash offer go on to list their home on the MLS within 6 months. So it turns out the instant cash offer request is the best seller lead of all time. And the opportunity to monetize, it doesn't stop there. You see, it is estimated that 60% of sellers are also purchasing a new home at the time they're selling. iBuyers and their instant cash offer have changed the game, and having a cash offer website, it'll become the new normal. Because see, here's the kicker. Even though a seller may request an instant cash offer, there is a very low chance they will accept it. But the really cool thing is this. Sellers are raising their hand and they're saying, "Hi, I'm selling my house soon." And as a real estate agent, don't you want to know who's planning on selling their home? Yes, of course we do. Now you just need leads, which brings me to secret number 2. The iBuyer traffic hack, how to ethically steal customers currently going to the big iBuyer websites to do business with you and list more homes. So when we were creating our iBuyer site, I was worried I wouldn't be able to drive traffic to it and get seller leads. So I'm a huge study of Tony Robbins, and he says success leaves clues and model others. So I decided it would be a good idea to model how iBuyers are marketing and advertising and hack how they get their traffic. This worked so well that we had sellers submitting their homes for instant cash offers from all over the United States. And we even got the attention of OfferPad. You know what they did. They hit us with that below the belt intellectual property lawsuit. So here's how you do it. This is the framework that I discovered. Step number 1 is you need to find out where iBuyers are buying homes. Step number 2 is you need to look up the iBuyers traffic sources. Then you need to identify the keywords that iBuyers are using. You need to study their ads and their ad structure and their ad copy. Then just create and deploy your Facebook and Google ad campaigns. So let's dive right in. The first thing that I did is figured out where the iBuyers are purchasing homes. And this gave me a good idea of the geographical areas to run my ads. For this, it was simple. I went into MLS and searched by company. and looked at all of the homes that were sold by Opendoor for the past year. And this gave me a great idea of where geographically I needed to run my ads. Then I needed to figure out how iBuyers are getting their traffic. So I used a tool called similarweb.com where you can look up any URL and see where they get their traffic. This here is Opendoor. And as you'll see, Opendoor gets most of their paid traffic from search and social media. I can then dive deeper and see what their top keywords are. Zillow, Opendoor, home value, how much is my home worth, and for sale by owner. And then from social, I can see that the majority comes from Facebook. So now I know I need to focus on Google and Facebook as my main advertising hotspots. The next thing I do is identify the keywords iBuyers are using in their ads. I use the Google Keyword Planner in Google Ads. Here's opendoor.com, and some of their top keywords are sell home quickly for cash, quick sell house companies, have to sell house, and we buy your house for cash reviews. Now, step number 4 is, see, now I know geographically where to run my ads. I know what ad platforms to use and what the keywords are to use. Now I need to figure out what kind of scroll stopping images and ad copy to use. And did you know you can actually look up any ad that is running on a Facebook business page? Yeah, seriously, any ad. All you have to do is a little good old-fashioned snooping. So if you go to any of these iBuyer Facebook pages, you can click on the page transparency, then ads library, then see all ads. Here's an example of express offers and the ads that they're running. Then you can click on any of these ads and see their ad copy, the picture, the call to action. So now you have all of this so you can create your ads and model what works. The next step, create and deploy your ads in Facebook and Google using the keywords, the ad structure that iBuyers are using. Now, secret number 3. This is the luxury listing hack and how to get luxury listings using your cash offer software platform and build a prosperous pipeline. This one is the big enchilada. It's the one I'm most excited to share about because, see, here's the thing. We were super surprised when we launched our cash offer software to get sellers of really nice homes to submit for cash offers. See, we had initially thought that maybe only sellers of starter homes and move-up homes would request cash offers, but check this out. One of our very first submissions was a $1 million home with a tennis court. And it turns out this person hasn't even sold yet, but they were curious because they were planning on moving in the next year or so, and they wanted to see what the cash offer would be. But can you imagine getting a seller lead, pulling up 20 photos of their house and seeing a tennis court? Like, come on, like it was insane. Like, here's the thing, like how many of you have had a seller lead where it even had 20 photos? So when I say that the seller lead has been redefined, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And then we got a submission and learned that they had 15 homes to sell in the $400,000 to $500,000 range. We got them cash offers, but they quickly realized that they'd be leaving a lot of money on the table. And we ended up selling all 15 homes on the open market. The lesson is this. This demographic values their time and their convenience. The seller of the 15 homes had even told us that if it was just 1 or 2, they'd probably have just taken the cash offer, but there were 15, so they wanted to maximize their return. Here's the thing. You're not going to find a ton of investors that will make reasonable offers on upper end inventory, but your cash offer website will give you the perfect opportunity to meet these sellers. And because they've invested time and energy into your technology, and because you're helping them get cash offers, by the time you show up to the listing appointment, you have already built tremendous rapport. So here's the super simple framework we use to generate luxury listings that you can model with your cash offer platform. You want to create specific luxury neighborhood cash offer domains. So actually name the domain with the neighborhood. There's a really luxury neighborhood in the Phoenix area called Circle G. So perhaps that would be www.cashoffersforcircleghomes.com. Then you're going to deploy targeted ad campaigns in Facebook, Google, and YouTube. You're going to get those instant cash offer requests. Then you're going to go for the appointment to explain their options. and you're going to list high-end inventory. It is that simple. So let me ask you a question. How many of you feel a little overwhelmed because we have covered so much? Yeah, that's probably pretty normal. It's a lot of information. I get it. But how many of you are excited about what we've talked about? And how many of you think that if you followed what I showed you in secret number 1 and launched a cash offer website, and then you did what I showed you in secret number 2, and then you did what I showed you in secret number 3 to build a really prosperous pipeline, do you think you could be successful? So my goal for this webinar the entire time is to show you what's possible if you have the right tools so that you can do what we've done and have the same success for yourself in your business.